Let's get cracking.
Welcome back, everybody, here to your coverage of the D2CL. I am your host for the English live stream, TobiWan, coming back here for game number 2 of Cloud9, going up against VirtusPro. The winner of this matchup will decide our placings as far as the group stage goes. If Cloud9 can take the victory, then they will actually force a three-way tie. If VP can take the victory, then they will find themselves quite snugly qualified through in the second position and going straight into the quarterfinals of the playoffs. So let's get ourselves over inside the game. And I have myself a bit of a change. We had Cap in the studio just before, but he's running off to prepare himself for MLG TKO. So I invite my Englishman to come and join the broadcast, and that is going to be DurkaDOTA. Welcome to the broadcast, man.
Hello, hello. He's switching into Oliver Twist mode there.
Yeah, did I get it close? Did I get close?
That was really awful, to be honest.
Well,
please, sir, can I have some more?
Well, I only had tuppence for repair, you know, so it was it's the best I could do on short notice.
So, a three-way tie, did I hear that correctly?
Yeah. It basically forces a three-way tie now for the D2CL if Cloud9 take this, because Cloud9 has some really big upset losses. They lost to Team Liquid back on the 13th, and then they also lost to Na'Vi, which obviously gave them 2 losses, and then their one victory they got was over PR. And even then, all of these games they played ended up going to 3. Not a single game have they lost or won 2-0.
Oh,
it
wow.
has always gone to 3 with these guys.
Do you know how that will be decided?
I am actually not sure. If it was just a 1v1, like if they had exactly the same results and there was just like 3 and 4 position, then it will be decided by head-to-head matchups, I believe. In this case, I have a feeling it's the same thing, because I think it happened in the last season too, and I know the schedule is so tight, it will probably be done on head-to-head matchups. So the simple answer is probably going to be Cloud9, they beat VP, but they didn't beat Liquid. So, and VP and Liquid, when they faced off against each other, we had... what do we got? Where is it? I have it right here on my side. I have all my games referenced here on my side. VP versus Liquid. VP took it 2-0. Okay, that puts us in a horrible position because the head-to-head matchups are almost equal. The only thing which could, in fact, knock Cloud9 out of it is the fact that Cloud9 2-1 Liquid, where VP...
VirtusPro's turn to pick.
I knew that would happen.
I was like, did something break?
Yeah, because I don't know if you know, but I've been casting Cena Cup every single day.
Yeah.
And
my Twitter feed when I get to work in the morning, like, Toby's casting, but I just woke up.
I can't watch it. I'm at work. Wait, no, I can. I have a second monitor here. No one's going to notice. Oh.
People would notice.
No, I always got frustrated back when I was working in retail. Because people are like, oh, didn't you see that come out on the news when I was at work? I'm like, no, sorry. I was actually doing this thing called work.
Yeah.
My day job was to be out on the floor selling games and CDs and DVDs and sometimes iPods and laptops and TVs and stuff. And that was my day job. I don't really have time just to go searching on the internet and go, whoa, that's an interesting news article.
I sit in my own office all day long, so I've got time to browse news, but I can't really watch streams. I've got to fix everybody else's problems. A stream of people coming into the office like, we kind of broke this, can you fix it? Okay.
IT worker, huh?
Well, I do admin, logistics, IT. I'm sort of jack of all trades where I work.
Alright, so we're now going to call you Swiss, not English.
Swiss Army knife, yeah, makes sense.
Glad you got the reference. I'm glad some people are still getting my references. I've gone a little bit loopy because I haven't had a day off in a very long time. And I'm not sleeping right, so it's
tough. It's a tough life.
It's been a very stressful day as well today, so I'm going to look forward to just watching people kill each other right now inside the game. So let's focus on that. Cloud9 going up against VP in the D2CL. As we leave the real world at the door, we'll have VP coming up with their Doombringer, Clockwork, as well as Ancient Apparition. So we're going classic Illidan-style Doombringer more than likely, so Smile can take the Clockwork, which means support Ancient Apparition, and surprisingly this man gets through the pool, but not really surprisingly considering the bans the VP had to do. I don't know if you got to see any of game number 1, But we had Aoi 2000 on the Visage, who had a higher net worth than anybody else on his team. And I'm saying that when there was also the Ember Spirit of Sing Sing walking around with like 16 kills, 2 deaths, and 17 assists.
Oh, so, that's what Sing Sing was playing. I took a quick look at the bans and picks from last game, and I noticed your chat in the lobby about Aoi being a support player, but yeah, sounded like a good game.
It was hilarious, though, because like you think about these familiars, and you know they're going to dish out a lot of damage to you, but you don't realize just how much damage it is. And then Silence is there going, well, I'm going to global silence you so Sing Sing can't go and kill everybody. And then they get killed off by familiars. And they're like, hang on, these guys are all immune. They don't have their damage taken away when the global silence happens. So they just started picking off the support heroes, which was really unfortunate for VP. And they didn't tap out. They went through 3 of those fights even after losing a lot of an advantage. I was just like begging for mercy. And it was not given. There was no mercy from Eternal Envy. The hilarious thing too is he really did nothing in that game apart from get ganked a lot. And until he got to the later portions of the game, at which point it was just Luna Aura. And we talked about the combo during the game. It was like Luna Aura after Desolator jump in with a fist. So everyone's got negative armor. All of Cloud9 had bonus damage. And then you had bouncing glaives going through heroes who were stripped of their armor.
10 seconds.
And then you had familiar birds flying in around the sides and soul assumptions and grave chills. And you're getting controlled like, wait, what did I do to deserve this? And the answer was they deserved, like, they didn't deserve that. No one deserves that kind of pain. But yeah, anyway, back to the game. VP now going to pick up a Wind Ranger. Possible mid-solo up against the Invoker, but I wouldn't like its chances, so I'm going to say, I don't know if you agree with me on this one, but Wind Ranger is a support role.
Yeah, it's really difficult to say with Wind Ranger. We see her come back into sort of mid-solo. Off-lane has really not been her lane of late, because she doesn't have the same capabilities Bounty and Clockwork have. But against an Invoker, it depends what build he goes. If he goes Exort, she's going to have a pretty rough time last hitting. If he goes Quas Wex, the early phase is pretty much hers with Power Shot. She can dominate that lane.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. And you can see from the bans from Cloud9, they love playing this sort of pseudo full protect 1 where Envy plays the 1, and then they switch it around. So they really like to change the priority of farm, which is great to see in a team like them. And they have 4 roaming heroes led by Sing Sing, really. Bone 7, who loves buying Blink Dagger on all the heroes like Bounty Hunter jumping on top of people. I think we saw last week Bone 7 Blink Bounty Hunter with Lifestealer inside of him, and they just took kill after kill with track. Some really ridiculous things coming out of them.
So there's one way of getting around the whole, I wonder if they have a Sentry Ward or a gem here. Yeah, that's smart, man. It's smart.
And you can see they really like targeting their bans against things that can disrupt their style of play. They don't like Envy being picked off. Like you said last game, he's getting ganked all the time.
Yep.
And that happens a lot in their games because of the style they play. They like to gang with 3 or 4 on another lane, allow Envy on a hero like Luna to try and split push, and then switch it back so they've got people sitting behind him. But it's all about the timings and the movement. Like Aoi is great at dynamic movements across the map and trying to defend his core heroes, but if it doesn't work once or twice, then that hero is just going to get picked off over and over again.
Mm-hmm. Weaver's now coming up here for VP. Now, this is actually a really fun hero to grab, especially when you have an Ancient Apparition buffing it up. Because by level 2, VP can really be aggressive on that offlane. And I'm actually thinking that they try and run 3 heroes in that offlane. So Weaver, Wind Ranger, and Ancient Apparition all head down. Put the Clockwork up in the top lane, put the Doom in the middle lane up against the Invoker. And Doom's not going to win that lane, but he also shouldn't die in that lane, is the other thing. And we get do-do-do for Cloud9. So I love this guy. I love this guy. And he's such a fantastic hero to pick up in this combination. Now, I know he'll have to be very wary of the Wind Ranger's position because of shackling, obviously. And Clockwork Cogs can also pull him out of some stuff, but that's basically the only 2 things which would interrupt him inside that Sandstorm during a team fight. So you got double Invis playing around for Cloud9. You got Initiation with Bounty on a Lifestealer, or Burrow Strike into Epicenter with Lifestealer Infest burst damage. And then Crystal Maiden with the early control. And then you got an Invoker who is the jack of all trades. He's just like you. But maybe your collar's a little bit lower. And then VP. Actually, looking at the heroes that they've selected, that's a support Clockwork.
Remaining.
Unless they're going to switch up their roles right now, that's a support
5
Clockwork.
seconds remaining.
And G's picked up the Wind Ranger, so it looks like he will be going mid.
See, maybe they do want to try and win that middle lane. I'm just not a massive fan of it, because Cold Snap and Sunstrike and Sergei is dead if he even slightly
Prepare
overextends.
for battle.
That's why I'm wondering what Sing Sing's going to go here, because obviously Quaswex has become the build to go for.
That's an interesting thing you say that, man, because it's actually, I'm not going to say a fallacy. Quaswex is definitely there for control lineups, but Cinder and I was also having this debate earlier this morning, and we basically put it down saying that you're not locked into one or the other. It just depends on if you want to try and find kills in other lanes. You need to get that early Sunstrike at a high level. Then you go for the Quas Exort. You don't do it for the Forged Spirits anymore because obviously they got massively nerfed, which is why you don't really look at the Exort anymore. I like to, they're checking Roshan. But you can go Quaswex if you're looking for high control, or you can go Quas Exort if you're looking for those early bloods. And I got a feeling this will be a Quas Exort build because we haven't seen it leveled up by Invoker just yet.
I don't know. Blaze of Attack first does indicate Quaswex to me,
sure
anyway.
It does. And there's the Quas. Okay, I take it back. Sorry, Sing Sing. Can't be right all the time, you know.
But I agree with you. You're not limited with Invoker anymore. You sort of went one way or the other. I've been playing a bit of Invoker recently, and I love balancing out his skills, give you the full array of your skill set earlier on, rather than going down one route and staying there. I'm not a big fan of, maxing out Exort or maxing out Wex. It doesn't really allow you to do as well as you can with a full array of spells. Like, definitely Blast and Alacrity are really underrated.
For me, I think it's always just the Ghost Walk. We saw actually Sing Sing do it the other night during, I don't know if it was, I think it might have been the D2CL game as well. But Sing Sing basically just outran the entire team using his Ghost Walk. It was...
Oh, it's ridiculous.
Yeah.
Have you seen the video of Radiance Invoker getting a rampage?
No?
No? Oh, wow.
Why, because they couldn't run away from him?
Radiance first Invoker, and he just Ghost Walked in the middle of a fight. And killed everybody died to the burn. And see, look for this from G. He's instantly on the aggressive. Wind run straight off the bat, harassing Sing Sing. He's got limited regen. That Quas is going to help a bit. But G, looking to get that early bottle.
Oh, that's okay to try and get an early bottle, but this is going to happen right now. Cold Snap. 57 life points has to already trigger off yourself. He's going to burn through consumables so quickly, and he's not getting the bottles fast enough. He went Wind Run as his first ability. At least he'll have the creep wave come into him now, but Sing Sing will not give him the space here. And Cold Snap's off cooldown 3 seconds time. God's back at full life, but he's got no more consumables he can use for another minute because it's a shared tango. One thing which is working nicely for VP is the fact that this bottom lane right now is managing to control a Paternal Envy. He's 3 for 1, but then again, Weaver's also 2 for 2. But the Clockwork is just trying to be a lot more of a buffer between him and Eternal Envy.
Is that Smile on the Doom?
Yes.
I'm assuming that is, yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Why has he changed his name?
Oh, Pylite die. Really low. Really.
Oh.
Dead. Bottom lane. First blood. Gets spelt.
That chilling touch.
It's just so much bonus damage. That's why I was like, instantly, there's got to be aggro try. Even with the Clockwork as a support, that's to zone out the Life Stealer. But they just buff up Illidan. And then there's a DD rune on the bottom lane as well. They can't let this go astray. In fact, they're not going to. Sergei's already coming down for it. Problem is, though, he's got to wait for the bottle to get full life. And wait, well, no. This is not going to end well.
Sneaky G.
Takes one creep and then runs back into towards mid. Now, that can go well. The downside is he had the courier on auto path, so it went down to the bottom lane. And it's now going to rotate back up past the Roshan pit. So, a little bit of courier micro fail.
And that does two things, using that DD to take one creep, that gives him a nice bit of XP and gold while he's off the lane, but also stops the Maiden from going to that camp. See, look now, she's gone to that camp. Where's that big Satyr gone?
Nah,
what am I going to frostbite now? I've got to do the small one.
Just a little Mind Stealer. But VP is really coming over to try and block up these pulls, or at least leech off a little bit of the experience. Problem is when they do that, they give a little bit more space to that Life Stealer. And once he cracks level 6, it's a lot harder for them to get kills there. How's that top lane looking in the meantime? That's one thing we haven't really talked about. Doombringer going up against Bounty. CS looks rather even, but obviously we have to take Devour into account.
Yeah, Bounty does well in most 1v1 melee matchups. I think the only one he does badly against is Tide because of Anchor Smash. But that Devour, like you said, that's going to give that Doom such a good gold boost. What do you reckon from the Doom? Aura strat or Arcanes into mech? Because I do think they need that early bit of teamfight sustainability.
See, the mech, in my mind, actually, you can't bring it out of the Wind Ranger. The Wind Ranger has to be able to follow up the 4 stuff early on. Yeah, the mech should really come from Smile at the very, very start. And then just full tank ability. I'd actually almost go like mech and Vlad's over on him. And I'm not saying it so everyone gets lifesteal, because obviously he's got another 3 range heroes on his lineup. But I'm saying it so they got some aggression. Yeah, Parlai's being harassed by Jotum. Problem is it's only a level 1 battery assault, and when you got Burrow Strike still up and running, you're not going to die as an SK.
Where's Aoi going? Where's Aoi going?
He's gone.
He's got a smoke on him.
He's going enemy jungle, I think. It's possible. It's possible he could try and gank up the mid lane too. Sing Sing's come so close, so many times to killing off Sergey, that if Sergey can walk past basically this line right here, or they have that tornado set up, frostbite, control, dead. I think that was just Sing Sing saying, "I need some help." And now because of that kill, Aoi hits level 2 up in his aura. He can jungle the Dire side. He can abandon the bottom lane, they sack Eternal Envy, but Aoi keeps ganking up the mid, and then at one point, we'll come on towards the top lane to gank up on the Doombringer. A little bit harder because Doom obviously has his ultimate now.
They're going mid again.
Yeah. Tornado setup into a Frostbite. And then Cold Snap. Look, he's just sitting there with abilities on. I know Sergey knows it. And what's he going to do? Wind run before the point? Wind run after the point? It still doesn't help him either way.
Even Parlai is coming to join this.
Pound shot route will see Parlai die, however. And Jotum's looking around. Yeah, they've got a... Okay, so God's going to know this is happening because there's an aggressive observer ward inside the C9 jungle. So he knows that a lot of heroes are missing. In fact, you'll see Parlai die now. Actually, I don't think he did see him. Middle lane, Frostbite. They got him in the wind run again. With the Cold Snap, there will be the Shackle, but it doesn't latch on Sing Sing. So it's got to dive a little bit deeper onto the tower. The attack's enough there. But Doom comes in, channels it over on Sing Sing. There's going to be some really good levels for him. He gets the kill. Frostbite was not going to save Aoi either, because Scorched Earth back him into a corner. Aoi cuts through the tree line. And he might decide to go back in again because there's 2 more creeps in this. They're not going to follow him in. And now NS, he was diving in to try and snipe out that kill, but Bone 7 rotates in. And that's track gold. That's track gold coming his way.
There was no way NS is going to accomplish anything there. Even if he gets that cold feed off on the CM, he doesn't have enough damage to take him down.
But he's Russian. He boldly goes where he's not wanted.
Go for the big, big plays.
Well, bottom lane pull can now finally happen in peace. Parlai needs a 2nd level, is what he really does need. So he can finally have this never-ending, low mana cost Sandstorm.
You are so obsessed with the Sandstorm jungling.
Yes. Yes, I am, because I understand how effective it is. You saw it during the Staff Cup, even though we lost. Bone 7's now going to realize, oh no, if he waited just a second longer to attack, he'd realize there's a fresh sentry ward there. That may actually cost him a little bit later on if he walks back into it. Just keep that in the back of our minds next time there's a fight around that area. When he goes Invis, he should be looking at the track over in Illidan as well. They've got to make sure they keep vision of him at all times. Crystal Maiden's also coming in towards the mid lane. They're searching for a hero. Ancient Apparitions come down. Parlai has actually flagged that. Bone 7's watching the 3 heroes. And does he see Doom? He sees Doom as well. Everybody back up, and they saw him. He had to go back inside the Skeleton Walker now. Tornado EMP with the Cold Snap. Smile is empty. There's nothing left. The Infest has already been used, and they just walk themselves up. Bone 7's picked up the Clockwork. He will be frostbitten up, but now the power shot's a little bit too short. Stick charges, and he's trying to get away, but not fast enough. He'll die as the Bounty Hunter. Parlai die, hiding in the do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do-do. Power shot! Burrow strike the tree line! Oh, but he didn't.
He realized just a little bit too late that Wind Ranger was still around.
Yeah.
He was dying to Scorched Earth though as well, which was pretty funny.
Funny thing is, like, you can use the Invis. Like, there was... Okay, the rework happened recently to the SK, which increases his Sandstorm range, which makes him a viable jungler. But the rework that happened a patch before that was the fact that the Invis lasts for, I think it's actually 2 seconds. you can walk away, and it's a standard 2 seconds from level 1 Sandstorm. In fact, what is it? It's the invis like 1.5 seconds. And it's a standard. It used to be actually incremental and a lot lower.
Yeah.
And now we see him.
Did the Clockwork actually knew that stack was there? But
I don't know.
Didn't have. No, he did. He actually went and scouted it out from the high ground, but they didn't have any capabilities to go and stop it or take it themselves.
Oh, Bone7, too deep. He went invis. The power shot, the EMP Tornado will keep him away, though. Smile can't dive any further than that. But Bone7 also shouldn't die from this Doom. He's got a lot of tank ability for a guy with face boots. Yep, there you go. Doom wears off. He's still got 270 life points.
Yeah, he's just fine. One of the things I used to like seeing from VP with their AA picks is that 15-20 minutes into the game, they'd sit him on a lane, have him split push, and just spam his ulti across the map, give him time to farm whilst the rest of them go and gang. I don't know if they've got enough map control this time around to do that, because the 4 other heroes they've got really are greedy.
Illidan has finally been tracked. So finally, Eternal Envy can get an upper hand in this lane. And with Shuritas, actually drops him quite low, but then he time-limits out both the track as well as the Shuritas. Whoopity-doo-dah. And they want
He's going to get tracked again? Nope.
They tried, but now Bone7 will finally realize. Yeah, there you go, Shiping. It's like, guys, I'm being watched. Sentry ward there, but it's very, very late. Even if they come in here and try and de-ward this, it's only got 45 seconds left on it. So it's negligible for time. When we go up to 250 gold, the advantage. That's all there is. 10 minutes in, there's 250 gold that separates these teams. And when Sing Sing does that, there's little that separates himself from Sergey. Problem is he had to start with the EMP and then go into the Tornado if that Tornado was going to have an effect. Because Sergey with his phase boots can walk away fast enough. Sorry, God. I gotta stop calling him Sergey.
Owie on top. He's got no mana to do anything.
He'll be fine. He'll be fine. He's got steep charges, which means Frostbite, and he's out of range of the Scorched Earth. And Bone7 gives the oh, where's the rocket? Where's the rocket? Where's the rocket? Ow, he's hiding. He's in the tree line. He could TP.
I think I'll just go for a kill on Clock.
Oh, why not? As long as he can see him, though. Clockwork's in a corner.
They knew he was here a second. Yeah,
yeah, they do.
Oh, knows.
The ping couldn't be any more on target. But Jodam hasn't thrown out another rocket. I thought it was going to have another crack at the Crystal Maiden, but CM's managed to regenerate up now back at base.
Yeah, AA ulti's going to fly out, but not enough. Or not fast enough anyway. It's going to be really annoying, though, because he's going to sit there for another 10 seconds to regen up.
It's fine.
Or just run out of the bait. Oh, he's got Tranquil, so it's fine, I guess.
It's like, what's he going to do anyway? Is just TP towards the top lane, TP towards the bottom lane? May as well do the walk, because he's not going to find anything. In fact, they want to save their TPs. The pings are coming out from Bone7, and that's to defend the bottom lane. Or they say just trade it. Highlight Die is solo pushing out the mid. He's cracked level 6 as well, so be mindful of Epicenter.
And 600 away from Dagger as well. And with that Dagger rework, where it costs no mana, it's so great for heroes like Sand King, Slardar, these melee heroes with low mana pools.
Yeah, especially now that the SK doesn't have to rush his arcane boots to use the Blink Dagger. Bone7 attempted denial, fails. But it's all a trade.
Yeah, Sing Sing started TP at bot lane, decides to cancel that because he got hit by the AA ult at the last second.
Crazy thing is, though, even if he did TP bottom lane, I wouldn't say he was dead. I'd say he might even be able to kill somebody. Because it's just this very high-level Invoker. He's up to level 9 already with 4 points up. Actually, I love that too. Like, he's only got the 2 points up in the Quas, and he prioritizes the 5 points up in Wex. It's all about burning as much mana as possible, because heroes like Clockwork, they'll be empty. Doombringer, like we always talk about it when it's played by Cloud9, that there's just not enough mana on Eternal Envy's Doombringer, because he runs Shadow Blade and stuff. So he always is burning off this mana. He just has nothing left. Wind Ranger will actually almost find herself completely empty. In fact, I don't think there's going to be a single hero that will have over 100 points of mana after Sing Sing gets a full EMP off on them.
Well, like you said, Clock, Doom, and Weaver are going to be the priority targets, but that's a good point you bring up about mana pools. I was saying mech earlier for Doom, but with that EMP Tornado on the field, that's going to be really difficult for him to get any spells off.
Yep.
So it might be that he goes for, Tornado EMP.
And now you see Illidan, he's burnt out. And that actually completely disables his ultimate as well, so there's no stability for Illidan when this happens. And you see Clockwork trying to repair the damage. He builds into Arcane Boots. So they might have just enough mana that Weaver can time-lapse, but he won't be able to Shikuchi after time-lapsing, and he'll be very reliant on these magic wand charges. While bottom lane, yeah, Sergey's on the run. He'll get back past the T1 tower. So I know a guy complained. Actually, Bone 7. Whoa, 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 whoa. Like, this is commitment.
He's got this.
He needs. I don't think he has, man.
Until Clock TP's in and hooks him in the face.
Yeah. Yeah, one-on-one it was fine, but the second the TP came up, he basically had to run himself up this direction and on the way to safety. Because he was still in range of the tower, invisible, so it was, yeah. Life not great. But Pylite die, look at him on this top lane. You'll see Doombringer, a Burrow Strike. I wonder if they commit the Epicenter here too, and the answer is yes. Doom, he'll get the Doom off, but Pylite's done everything he needed to do. They just attack him the old-fashioned way. The EMP burn is also there, in case anyone was going to be on the tower. They'll kill a Pylite die. The Pylite die for a Doom is not worth it. This is an SK that just gives him the initiation anyway. It doesn't really matter. Clockwork doesn't have hookshot, and I think I'm going to dive onto the tier 1 tower. Illidan might consider it because he's still got ultimate up and running. And with the A ulti also coming in, there's a rage. Sing Sing will get hit by that. And then the Shackle unable to latch. Bone 7 is moving up. A deny attempt number 2. Attempt successful.
Really nice.
He tried that on bottom lane and failed, so we can't say it was perfect. Bone 7's going to go invis. Track's up first though, Illidan, who time-lapses it out. Priority given to removing Track.
The Doom actually picked up a Vanguard, and I'm not too sure about this choice against Lifestealer. I would have loved to have seen something like a Shivas or an AC just straight up, or maybe even a Hex to help with his mana problems. Because if you Hex out that Invoker, Lifestealer, or Bounty Hunter and take them down with an AA ult, Weaver hitting with that Medallion, that would be really great for them, but Vanguard...
Get out. Get out, Owie.
Where's he going to go?
And S is coming, and he's got the kill. Owie will trigger out right now. He's got 9-1 charge, but obviously can't trigger it when the AL is on top of him. The Sing Sing's coming in. Tornado EMP. That's going to hit the Clockwork. Hook shot actually does it. He hits on Bone 7, though. That wasn't the intended target. And then puts up the cogs. Pylite die was waiting for him to get forced out or something like that, and then Burrow Strike through him. But they keep refreshing these tracks over on Illidan. And he won't be able to break free, but luckily he's got 15-1 charges. They're keeping him as low as possible. That was an interesting turn of events. While on bottom lane, Lifestealer doomed up. He's still got this Helm of Iron Will, though. So getting the kill here for Doombringer is going to be very difficult. He tries to juke it around the tree lines, up and down, turn it around, and now they can turn and fight. Now it's going to be open wounds, and all those life points that Doombringer took away will be returned. Wait, he can keep fighting. Oh, he's worried about support coming in. That's why he's TPing out. Now he's forced to run away. There's a new TP coming in from the Bounty Hunter. The Shackle will not be able to latch, but they might be able to get a catch-off here. Sing Sing, Tornado, EMP, goodbye Wind Run, goodbye life points, goodbye God. The extra attack, though, oh, that's not enough. 60 life points he's sitting on. Is there 1 point up in Exort? No. And there's Bottle for Wind Ranger as well, just in case.
Really nice cog placements there from the Clockwork. And I think that EE was more worried about that Doom having a couple of crits and he would have died. Always got to be worried about that RNG.
Yeah, you got to know if Ice Rock hates you or not. Movement from Sand King. Pushing out top lane with the most powerful ability in the game.
It really isn't. And Lifestealer inside of him.
So you only say that because you underestimate the Sand King.
I just love Caustic Finale. I like seeing things explode.
Oh, see, Caustic, man, did you see the game that happened? It was it the CIS game? Actually, it might have been CMB that did it during Cena Cup. And it was this SK going up against an Alchemist. One-on-one solo mid.
Yeah.
And in that matchup, SK's Caustic Finale won the lane for him. He only needed 1 point. But realizing Alchemist, what is this? They need the track, they need the vision. Where does he go? They don't know where he went. Illidan will chase it down. And now Illidan thinks he got himself a free kill. There's already a Burrow Strike away, so they can't turn around for the stun. He's still got Invis available too, which I don't understand why he's not using it. There we go. And then blinks away. He didn't have to Burrow Strike the first time.
That was interesting. Owie once again sitting
he's got
really
Frostbite,
far up.
but Bone 7's coming in too. He's going to attack on NS. Turns for the Nova. Frostbite, they got the kill on NS. Now the Shackle Lance hit on Bone 7. Tornado comes in, and they just cast the Doom. But this means now Sing Sing won't be controlled. That was a nice hook shot in, but Jotum is now locked in here with a Lifestealer, who still has Infest. So his burst damage can finish this off if he needs to, but he doesn't want to waste it. just yet. Owie, man, this guy really doesn't know what the role of a support is. He is coming into the tree line. God's thinking about another shackle. Can't really do it, but Doom is definitely wanting to go for this. With a Pack Wolf aura, the power shot will miss. Burrow in from Pylite Die into the Cold Snap. The bugs will come in. Owie's going to be careful and get this off him, but that's the reason why they leave Envy to finish the job on Doombringer. Stick charges keep him up, and a small body block there from Windranger only just kept Lifestealer from getting the last hit in as the AA ulti. You know who it's for, and you know who it's going to miss. Owie's back into the corner. Envy is going to rage up and TP out. Illidan just doesn't know who to attack, and Bone 7 tracks him up. Shuri tosses him up, and it's going to stay here on the hunt.
That AA ult could have been so perfect. Sing Sing and Owie both on really low health. That could have been a double kill there, but, you know, slightly out of place.
But he couldn't guess that, though. Like, he thought it, and he thought that they'll just be running themselves away to safety. But Owie evaded on the top lane, the Rockets. And he does it again, and Owie knows. This is the reason why Owie's been so over-aggressive. With Tranquil Boots on a Crystal Maiden, you just don't care about losing life points anymore. As long as you don't die, you don't care about it. And now he's actually going to build into the Rod of Owie. We got a Vitality booster on this Crystal Maiden. I almost want to guarantee that this will be a Rod of Atos.
We'll see.
It's his item, man. That's the reason why. Blink Dagger's over on the Doombringer. So we go Vanguard into Blink Dagger for Smile. His last hits and denies are actually quite good, and of course, as a Doombringer, sits at the top of the net worth. But he really hasn't been showing his effectiveness anywhere near as much as the other players.
They're so far behind in item progression, though. Like, the supports on the Radiant side, like you just pointed out, CM has that Vitality booster, Pylite Die has Blink Dagger and has had it for a long while on the Sand King. Illidan barely has anything. That aggressive trial lane didn't treat him well.
Watch him turn. Watch him turn. Courier? It's a good thing the Gemini attack was already used. But he possibly could have turned that. I saw Sing Sing. This is the reason why I'm saying watch him turn. I thought Sing Sing was going to four-staff himself through the tree line and get there a lot quicker. And then they could have caught the Weaver out of position. I don't know if they could have EMP'd him, because it would have required a tornado, an EMP into a tornado, and then the follow-up Burrow Strike before Weaver was able to Shikuchi or Time-Lapse in order to get that kill. Because they're not walking around with a gem. In fact, it's VP who have the gem right now. There's dust. Actually, Sing Sing has the dust, as well as Pylite Eye. I take it back. They have some invis detection. It's just not a gem. While on bottom lane, yeah, it's a little bit too short, though. So Eternal Envy's able to probably outrun this. He's got to move faster. He needs to... Okay, not fast enough. There's a crit coming out. Now he couldn't reach him in time. But Sing Sing, there's two heroes here. He may as well just go into it. But you know, he doesn't have a tornado right now. Clockwork, a big Wolf on the hook shot. But Illidan will keep running after them. Remember, there's still the track. So Frostbite up, another rocket. But they have no big ultis up and running for VP. They just have the support in numbers, which is still good enough for him.
Yeah, they caught a glimpse of that
Shackle, four-star Shackle, he got two! Owie and Sing Sing curving the bullet like Angelina Jolie. And then the AA ult is going to fly on the top of Sing Sing. He just turns to burn off the mana here of Jottam. They don't have the track over on him, it's over on the Doombringer instead. But you know Bone 7 wants to come in for the kill. This is the reason why they have the gem. So Bone 7 can't get snipe-offs like this. But he gets the track over on the Doombringer. They keep their intel running here. Not to mention the high movement speed and harassment. But nice.
Here we go, Epicenter.
Right on top of Illidan. It's amazing how fast that burst damage hits.
Oh, we had Lifestealer popping out with Infest as well.
Uh-huh.
But down in that Radiant jungle, I caught a glimpse of that Clockwork with the track on Doom. Just a tiny, like, pixel vision of him. And the split from them was great. The two of them, Bounty and CM, going into that large camp, and Sing Sing going to the south, just split between that hookshot. It's so difficult for the Clockwork to try and gauge an angle like that in the dark. Even though they do have a dire Observer Ward over there, which I just noticed.
Yeah, it's a little sucker right here. It helps him find again Envy, but Pylite Dice just stay away from my carry. We're talking about Envy getting ganked up all the time. No crit or else he'll die from this Doom. And he's going to avoid the AA ulti. Yep.
He'll die to Doom.
That was that last hit. If he just kept walking away, he would have hit by the AA ulti. If he stuck around, that's...
Owie. Secure that kill.
Oh, funny thing is, it was Bounty on the gets the kill at the end of the day. Yeah. But I think that was just a please stop ganking Eternal Envy. You take my captain, I take your life. This is why you don't hit girls. Middle lane, Sing shackles on him nicely. The tornado doesn't make it so God can't follow up straight away. 4-staff away in Sing. How quick did he get into that invis? Unfortunately for him, the attack from Wind Ranger was still able to connect before he completed going fully invis. He got the ability off, he just didn't get into invis in time.
Did you see the signals from him straight after he died, though? He knows they've got an observer up there to spot him out.
Yeah. Well, it's the only way they could be doing that.
Radiant structures are
But all these one-for-one pickoffs here and there, it looks like VP are getting the better trades, but with the track kills, you just watch that gold graph go up and up in the favor of Cloud9. And still no mech on either side.
Highlight Die can afford it now if he wants to. He's got 2k gold on this SK, and normally I would say, yeah, it could be a mech, could be an Aghanim Scepter, but C9 really do favor their Veil of Discord over a lot of different items. So we'll probably see him up with that. You got your wish on the Doombringer to get the AC. He's starting up with the plate mail, so at least now he's got plus 10 armor normally.
He desperately needs it, though. Like, really, really desperately. He doesn't care too much when he's diving in, taking these one kill, getting harassed by 3 heroes. He almost gets away every single time. Just a few of those little right clicks, taking him down. That plate mail is going to help out so much.
Well, they're going to gank up here on middle lane. He might need it to dive in right now, but there's the AA ulti. It's a little bit off target. Jotun trying to push him back with the cogs, but they 4-staff him out, and then Pylai die in with the epicenter, and Envy jumping out again. Weaver, how many times it's been where he cannot time-lapse? And now Doombringer looking to TP out. Shuri toss, and Pylai die's locked him in here. Rock, hard plays, phase boost help him out. Burrow striker, kill secure. You know it, Tornado. He dies from the fall.
Cheeky Sing. There's the Veil. Veil on Sand King. Unfortunately for C9, only one of those kills were tracked.
Really? Only one of them?
Yeah.
And that was a level 2 track too, because I'm pretty sure he had that before he started.
Though on the plus side, there were what, 5 heroes? Everyone was around for the track gold, weren't they?
Yeah. Yeah, so they should have got at least 600 from it. As far as the gold advantage goes, like, you're looking right now about 4,000. So yeah, it's already pretty damn high. Yeah, the Shackle's not going to last, but he'll die. The AE ulti's already managed to connect. And hey, look at him. Look at him before he dies. You knew it, man.
Yeah.
It's his item. It's at this point I can sit back and say, I know the teams I cast.
If nothing else, you know the team.
Yeah, if nothing else. if I didn't actually realize that the Ember Spirit Remnant didn't actually have a countdown, I don't know if you missed that in the last game. It was just
I have to catch it.
It was just at the very, very end. The Familiars dropped down right on top, or at least one of them did, right on top of the Ember Spirit's Remnant. So it actually had a countdown over the top of the Spirit. And I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Because I honestly, like, I know Ember Spirit decently well, but not massively well. Because I normally evade all heroes until they're in Captain's mode. And then I start doing research on them. But, yeah, the Ember Spirit, I saw a counter above his head. I'm like, oh, he's only got 5 seconds to come back. Hilarious thing, though, is he came back exactly when the countdown ended. Pylai Die, where are you going, man? That's not real. He didn't even commit the Veil.
Commit everything else but the Veil.
No. The real god's in middle lane. And now, VP know that Epicenter is down. It's still only 100 seconds, but they know it's down. And they're going to TP in middle lane now. Sing Sing's already doomed up. Clockwork, nice hook shot in. But the problem is he keeps Sing Sing away from actually getting hit by the AA ulti. And Aoi 2000, he's managed to hold Clockwork in position. Now, where is your SK? He's coming down the river, not TPing himself in. There's a shackle on nothing but a creep, but in comes Pylai Die and Eternal Envy. They get rid of the Clockwork, and then Envy focuses over on NS, brings him down. For the cost of Pylai Die, Illidan, time-lapse, gotta come. Frostbite, trying to hold him there a little bit longer. Now, there's no infest, shackle. They walk back through the tree line. It's always dangerous, especially when VP have this much damage up their sleeve. And Bone 7, they still have a gem, man. Power shot, he has to use his stick charges to survive this, and they get the kill. Weaver sticks up with him, and Aoi 2000 is the only one to survive through this.
Things can turn around so quickly. But this is one of the weaknesses with C9 I was talking about. They try and commit a couple of heroes to one lane and find a pick-off, and then leave the rest of their squad completely exposed. That's why they sort of ban out Nyx and Naga, people who can disrupt their teamfight or escape capabilities in the mid-game. But when you're against a Clockwork, Doom, AA, Weaver, who have so much mobility and the ability to take down one hero instantly, like that Invoker, and Invoker offers the majority of C9's teamfight in this game. Tornado EMP is the core of their teamfight.
Yep. Problem is, this is actually the weird thing. Like, VP split them every time. But this is also because C9 agrees to do it. Like, they're pushing out top lane. They're searching for solo kills and a Wind Ranger illusion. they're putting themselves in that position.
Yeah, it's like a double-edged sword the way they play. They try to exploit weaknesses in the map and get split push farm, try and gain map control any way they possibly can. But by exposing the rest of your team, heroes that don't have too much mobility, like Invoker, you know, it's a difficult call to make. If they'd got that kill on Wind Ranger on top, it would have been perfect for them. But they didn't, because it was an illusion.
Mm-hmm. It's like getting nothing for it, man. It's and if that Epicenter was there in the mid fight, again, could have been very, very different with the Veil of Discord and the AoE and the 2-level Necro units. It's I am still interested in the fact that we're looking at a double Vlads. I don't know if you mentioned that before, but I've only just noticed it.
On who?
Bone 7 and Eternal Envy.
Oh, wow, okay.
Now all we need is like a double mech and we've got ourselves a set. Let's go play Monopoly.
Well, that fits right in with the way they play. They want EE and Bone 7 to split as the one, and then try and protect one of them at any given time. But I don't know. I think their strength really does lie in trying to take a 5v5 at some point with that SK ult, the Tornado Disrupt.
Mm-hmm. The hilarious thing is, though, sorry, as I just munched down some juice.
Nom nom nom.
Got to keep that vitamin C level up, peoples. And dehydration is the caster's worst enemy. Yep. That's why you see me every day with a bottle of water next to my casting desk. Or at a LAN event. Yeah, but you... Meanwhile, back at the ranch. You basically only need not one fight. It actually is still going to take 2 fights for C9 to be able to force out VP, because there's still tier 2 towers up. And even on the bottom lane, there's still a tier 1 tower that exists. And the same thing is there for VP. If there was a Desolator finished over on the Weaver, then I would change my mind on this. But Illidan goes BKB. But look how far behind Illidan is. This is a guy with 2 deaths, but he's only finishing a BKB at 28 minutes into the game.
Yeah, it's like I was saying, their item progression isn't great, but it's made up by the fact now that the rest of their team is getting farm. Mech is pretty much done on the Clockwork, G is not too far away from Hex, and NS building towards the Aghanims is going to be huge for them. I'm just waiting for this Doom to get his next big item.
I'm waiting for Doom to die. That's what I'm waiting for. We've got movement coming out from C9. Their original plan was to contest Roshan. Problem is they were just a little bit too late. And they're also going to be battling up against the Scythe of Vice over here on God. So, concern could be there for that. And C9 find nobody. No one's in the jungle. They're all down bottom. And in fact, the line is drawn by AA, saying look up towards the top lane. Move up here, because they'll be pushing this out. And that's exactly where C9 should head. Force the tier 2 tower, and it forces VP to fight. It forces a 5-on-5 engagement. And C9 already can put down, like, if they had him, they could put down aggressive observer wards. Actually, they have no wards. How rare is it we see C9 walk through an enemy jungle and not leave a ward behind?
Yeah. Like, we see Aoi go on missions to just ward up in the enemy jungle.
Yep.
But VP smoking up in the Radiant jungle this time. Yeah. C9 really want to try and get the edge and get the initiation off first. Having Clockwork hook onto one of you.
They're waiting for him to come back.
Yeah. Take that high ground, wait for them to come up the hill.
And it's perfect too, because you see Aoi's here on the front line. So you can already see their transition. Aoi frostbites, then Bone 7 tracks. Okay, Pardai, I thought he was going to stay a little bit further back, because then he could just do the epicenter and go from there. They see Illidan in the middle lane, but the creep wave's coming in, and the rocket.
Oh, how perfect is that rocket?
I think, yeah, I think they spotted him. I think they spotted him on the way through, and now C9 have just realized they've wasted the last 2 minutes of their lives, and they won't get that time back.
Do it with flair.
And VP, for the first time in this game, they have the XP advantage.
And the gold advantage.
Luckily,
Just
for them, not the first time. They had it for 1,000 gold back around the 10-minute mark. For the second time, or third time. Third time? Third time. They had it at the very, very start of the game as well. But this is a tower which C9 almost have to let go too, because they're not in a position to fight again. Like, they're triggered off a brand fresh spanking new smoke on Cloud9. So they can try and bring him in close enough to try and fight somebody. And they might be able to grab Jotum. Jotum is a long way behind here, but Cloud9 had to be moving insanely aggressively in order to find Jotum. And they still have no vision behind that. Aoi 2000, the ALD will fly in, and he instantly knows there's trouble there. But they're trying to find more space for the heroes to farm up. Sing Sing comes back. They realize VP's looking to the tier 2 tower in the middle lane. Sing Sing didn't want to come back yet, though. You can see his money. He's very close to that level 3 Necro book. And he wanted to have it up and running for this fight.
The pressure is just insurmountable now, Ho. There's the Tornado EMP catching Illidan and G. Oh, Illidan has no mana left whatsoever, but there are some big items coming up. That's Shiva's, not an AC for that Doom.
Interesting. Oh, Epicenter over on the side. They've already managed to grab the Ancient Apparition, and they move through into Smile. So 2 heroes on the sidelines. That's the start that Cloud9 needed to take out this game. Burrow Strike from Pyliadai. Blink Dagger's off cooldown. Oh, he blinked the wrong way. If he blinked north, he'll be able to Burrow Strike both Illidan as well as Jotum. And now let's see him moving up. The Invis rune's been used by God. It's only a level 2 Necro book, so they don't have the Invis detection. But Illidan
has a gem.
Yeah, there she is. So Illidan, no mana for time lapse, but he's also got the Aegis Immortal and still hasn't triggered the BKB. So if VP want to try and fight here, they can, but they're actually just farming up our Aoi 2000 to start with. Then the BKB from Illidan. No wasting time whatsoever. Shikuchi's away inside a BKB.
Now that initiation came from that one Radiant Ward spotting out VP, but VP was signaling on that mountain like mad, so I don't know why they didn't deward it. They had a gem on G, they could have easily gone to deward it. But it's like I was saying, if C9 can get that initial burst movement onto VP, they can turn fights quite easily.
But they
and that is Necro 3 now done for Sing Sing.
So fully done. They finally have their normal detection now, without having to rely on the gems all the time. And considering the way the fights have been going, like the fights have been splitting up quite a lot. Like we've been having almost this 2 different fights happening on different parts of the map as this separation begins from the Clockwork Cogs. So people just break off into their own pairs. And Illidan, I
was going to say, Illidan has like 4k gold in the bank. What's he going to buy?
It had to be Deso. But this is still 33 minutes in, the Desolator is up and running. It's losing its effectiveness, and he's very lucky that Bone 7 didn't run down below that hill. Because he would have killed that courier. In fact, now he's going to sit and go, ah, damn it. He is known as the courier hunter. But he can't.
That was like a second off.
If he got that too, that would have brought him about 200 gold away from his BKB. That's how important that was. Because he's almost got it. He just needs that little extra money. Smile is also a very, very, very long way out here. He blinks down, but then there's a blink away. Tornado will fly up with the EMP as well, but Smile's just a little bit too far away for that EMP to have an effect. And then he grabs the Invis rune as well. So there wasn't a real follow-up from that one. That was more just a bit of a buffer that was made by Sing Sing. But VP's in a great position right now. The top 3 net worths all belong to VirtusPro. The only problem they're having is finishing the job. They're not really adding any extra pressure here to C9. They haven't breached high ground yet, because I think they still give a lot of respect to the SK ulti, which they're going to give more respect to shortly. He's approaching level 16 very, very quickly. And Illidan's actually coming up to try and gank him up. This is never going to work for Illidan, because he doesn't have any kind of control. So it's just a quick sandstorm and then run away.
Yeah, it was why I was wondering about the AA, whether he would be allowed to sit on a lane and split push like they've done in other games. But it's like I thought earlier on, they just didn't have the time or space to allow that. He's been needed in every single fight. Chilling Touch, giving that Weaver and Doom extra magical damage technically, has been absolutely vital in them taking these little kills here and there. But he's not too far away from his Aghanims, so it's always a possibility. Also the fact that Bounty, Lifestealer, SK have always been on the hunt, looking for these kills. And G knows that. Wind running away.
They keep finding nothing, though. That's the hilarious thing. I had a game like this earlier today, in fact. It was actually a fantastic game. It was our match from Cena. I've seen a match, and I'm trying to remember. I'm trying to remember. Oh my god, I'm having a mind blank. That can't work. Where's my Cena coverage? There it is. Cena Supernova coverage. DT, Dreamtime. Dreamtime. I was thinking CMB. I'm like, no, CMB got eliminated in the first part. But it was Dreamtime going up against LGD CM. And we had a lot of this standoff kind of thing. And one thing Dreamtime did absolutely perfectly was they had aggressive observer wards down. Now, you look at VP's lineup, VP's vision. They have one ward watching the camp at the top. Basically the secret shop. They have another ward watching the mid. And then they have another ward just over near Roshan. The Roshan one a little bit more fresher. But these two wards, the one in the mid and the one up on top, basically going to reveal the fact if C9 are going into their jungle or not. Because C9 are using smoke every single time. So, obviously there's going to be key points that you could look for that. And then you back up or you smoke yourself and you look for a counter initiation. And all the other times, you just say, well, I'm only seeing an Invoker on the lane, which means they're all back at their base, because Sing Sing must be involved in the fights, or they're out in their jungle farming. See, by process of elimination, they're able to work out where they are. The difference is, for our game early tonight from Dreamtime, is they basically had a ward planted right here, and they had a ward planted right here. So with these two key positions, they knew instantly the Radiant side went inside the jungle, and then they just rotate to the other side of the map. They keep farming, they keep the split push going, and when they're ready to fight, they've already got the intel to know when and where the enemy moved from. And that's what gives you the huge advantage. That means that you set the conditions for the fight. You're the ones that get the better initiation from the better position.
And with a lineup like VP's, it allows you to initiate from the river, from your side of the map, rather than being in a position where Cloud9 can initiate upon you.
Bingo. It's just wonderful maneuvering. And the only other way the Cloud9 can stop this is by forcing the fight, which is what they're doing right now. The difference in our game earlier today was the fact there was a Spectre that can haunt in. In this game, VP doesn't have that kind of option. They had one hero up on the top, and it was the Clockwork, who's now TP'd to the bottom lane. And C9 are backing up. They left an aggressive observer ward behind, so they're able to see him follow in, but then Doombringer jumps in. There's no epicenter. They're just leaving Eternal Envy on the front lines. Forstaff actually pushes Doom into the river, but that means now they don't have his Doom for this fight. The epicenter is separating them out. There will only be a 1-for-1 trade. Bounty for the Clockwork. Attempt to TP out. Completely fails, and with a Doom on Pylite die, he cannot juke this. The gem will be dropped. Illidan will actually pick up a triple kill from all of this. The gem will be taken by Smile, and Illidan will just run himself away. Roshan won't respawn for another minute or so. So VP will not be able to take that uncontested at least, but great fight for them. That's going to secure them at least the Roshan, and that might secure them a Rax.
You could see exactly what C9 wanted to do, apply a little bit of pressure onto that tier to force the TPs, back off a little bit and then re-engage, but VP were just half a step ahead. The Doom blinking in, forcing them to engage on him alone rather than the entire team. Illidan swooping in from the side, finding pickoffs here and there, but that AA ult really made the fight. Landing on the Lifestealer, not allowing him to do anything. Just really, really well executed by VP.
Yep. And now VP, again though, like, you're going to still give space to C9. C9 didn't use any buybacks, which is almost unheard of for them. Normally they're the ones who just buy back straight away in the old mouse sports kind of style. But with this C9 lineup, they're just being a lot more protective with their items, with their money. So I'm still not counting C9 out this one yet. One great combo, and VP will pop. Even in that last fight, it was very weird. Like, Doombringer being forced off the way to keep him alive. Sure, he came back in again with his Doom at the right time, but it was still uncharacteristic.
Did you see who got hexed in that fight? Because I didn't.
Nope.
Roshan has fallen to the dire.
I did not see it at all.
Death can't catch me now.
I might have been looking at just the wrong place. I guess I wasn't really following Wind Ranger. She was too busy dealing with an epicenter at one point.
Yeah.
So I just thought, epicenter, no one's going to kill each other up there. Let's get back down a little bit further south where the main action is.
Same with me.
For now, though, Ace, she's some Mjolnir. Has completed up right now for God. While Ancient Apparition binds up a fresh new smoke. That Aghanim's ulti of his, too, that's something which is... Welcome to Havoc Creator. Having that thing on the map.
Welcome to the fountain. You're going to stay there.
It's...
I hope you like it.
Notice, too, one person hasn't spent his money. Pylite Die. It's got 3k gold on this bottom lane. Like, he bought the Veil of Discord before with the large amount of gold we were looking for him to spend. But now he's got another 3k gold. I wonder what his intention is with this. Is it just meant to go straight into an Aghanim Scepter, so they really just throw all their eggs in one basket for the big, big ultimate? Obviously, too, like, having a cooldown of 20 seconds less on your Epicenter is a very, very nice thing, too. Not to mention the increases to its damage. But is that really what they do? Is this...
I think like, Aghanims is an option, but I think he's got 3 main other options. You go for more mobility with a Force Staff, you go for Hex, because he's got a lot of money in the bank, go for a Hex for that Weaver or Doom, or even Wind Ranger, to be honest. Or you go for, I don't know, BKB would be my third.
See, but BKB, if he's going to Epicenter in the middle of the fight, then you can use the BKB. But his kind of build isn't really for that, and Clockwork can still interrupt him.
Well, the cogs are really annoying if you're trying to chase people down and get bow strikes off.
That's true.
Also, the AAA debuff, wow. 1 extra A in there, Doom on top lane. Not in too much trouble.
They get a track up, and now Clockwork actually gets a hook in. He found Dowie. Quick 4-staff out, though. He's still got the Rod of Owie as well, but that's not going to help him. Doom with that level 4, level death up against a level 15 hero. Welcome to the multiplier. Yep. Now you get to see who he gets used on. The Sing Sing just jumps in, Viz. They've got Dust as well as the gem over on God, but it's mainly the that movement speed of 452, which just allows him to escape.
Still 1 point in Exort, though. I really would have expected him to stop maxing the Wex at, 6 maybe, and go for more into Exort, get that big team fight capability up with a Meteor.
He knows his place in this game. His place in this game is control. If they can hold the tier 3 towers for long enough, maybe then, when VP start having fights, Bone 7's able to get a lot of tracks off, and then they get favorable gold trades. Like, bottom lane Pylai is taking out the tier 1 tower here. They can't stop him. In fact, right now he should probably also take out this creep wave. Yep, Burrow strike it up, Sandstorm up, keep this pressure out, and then just TP straight back again. In fact, that's exactly what he's doing, so you'll be here for the Epicenter. There's no fortification available for C9, so it's up to the EMP Tornado to keep him out. Illidan just lost every bit of mana he had. This time he also doesn't have an Aegis the Immortal, but he's got a full Daedalus over on Illidan.
Some ridiculous damage. I think maybe they go for Boots of Travel here on C9. Try and take a big team fight, then split push the hell out of VP, take the last tier 2s.
Look at Owie. Confidence of this guy. Walks up as a Crystal Maiden. I don't care if I'm considered to be the most fragile hero in the game. I'll walk up.
Oh, Bone 7.
Burrow strike 3
really
with the Epi, no! But they still got the Ancient Apparition down, so there's no AA ulti to control him. Clockwork, hook shots down, Pylai die, Burrow strike in 1 second time, and there's no extra holds here. Does he have the Epi? Nope, Bone 7, he keeps attacking. There is at least Sing Sing dying a little bit further up. He's dropped the gem down again, but Bone 7, he's waiting his time out now. He knows he's started. Epicenter from Pylai die, Burrow strike, going in over 3 heroes. Illidan, very low on life. That was that Veil of Discord going to work, but they don't get the kills. The 2 heroes remain alive for VP. In the meantime as well, Smile was diving in rather deep up on this top lane. Will get tracked up and Invocable buyback. Jump in by Smile too deep. Way too deep. EMP burn, Cold Snap, hit by tier 4 towers, and he threw the gem back over to Sing Sing. But at least does make some distractions so the range race goes down the top lane. But Bone 7 and Sing Sing, Tornado, it's long. It's very, very long, but it won't be able to reach him. There's another gem on the deck too. But no one wants to drop an item to grab it, so Bone 7 will just snatch it.
Oh, Illidan comes back for it though.
Yep, and he missed it. There's basically 3 gems on the field right now. There's 3 gems on the field. One's in VP's hands in the Wind Ranger, and the other 2 in the C9 hands. But they've lost their range racks on top. I'm not going to say that was a good fight for VP, even if they did take a racks. But the Golden Experience graph will disagree with me.
It was an okay fight, but the only reason it was an okay fight was because Paladai pulled out some really sick moves there on the Sand King. A couple of 3-man burrow strikes, hiding in the trees at the end for that Epicenter on 2. Finding a nice kill here and there. But once again, if C9 had found the initiation first, Sing Sing hadn't been caught out and hexed and dominated by G on that Wind Ranger, things could have been so much different. And we just haven't seen E have nearly as much impact on that Lifestealer as I would like to.
You would hope, though, that when you have a lineup with a Clockwork in there, and a Blink Dagger and Doombringer, and Wind Ranger, who's always been one of the most amazing controls in the game, with the double hero Shackle, you know you're not going to go anywhere. You would hope that you were the ones who were getting the initiation. Yeah. If it wasn't, then something is wrong. Illidan's running down, Shikuchi on the way, but there's a lot more support here. The Observer Ward's scouting him out, and Bone7 staying in close. And then the Sentry Ward hero, the Gem hero, isn't here. And now she's coming. BT's Bone7 back up. And he got visible for a moment. The creep wave followed him down. They could try and commit to this, but they're looking for Owing instead. So the blink out, Doombringer holding his Doom back. Owing's got to get off this level. In fact, he has. He's level 16. But the multiplier is sitting at multiplier of 3. So, yeah. Either way, Doombringer's about to roll in.
C9 have very few buybacks right now. Obviously, Sing Sing already used his, so his is on cooldown. EE is, a couple 100 gold short of it. Well, he'll be about, what, 300-400 gold short of it if he dies. And then Sanking doesn't have nearly enough gold for that. Crystal Maiden, however, does have buyback and might be forced to use it here.
Pilot Eye's ready to go in. He's got the infested Lifestealer inside of him right now. And now, well, actually, where's our movement? Yeah, Bone7's caught outside the base right now. He's got his BKB off and running, but Pilot Eye is still waiting to go in. The problem is, there's a Doombringer jumping on him. Burrow Strike in, and they're going to maybe hold the Doombringer in position. Look at that Cold Wall, slowing him down. Finally walks over the top with his BKB. The Shiva's Guard also didn't make life easy for VP, but they brought down the Bounty Hunter, who was, for some interesting reason, outside the base. And now the Epicenter, Shiva's Guard as well. They're out of range, and the double shackle! The Aeoli will fly in, Pilot Die gets destroyed, Sing Sing's turned into a chicken, and the Frostbite, they call GG. This game is over. Cloud9 trying to hold their line as long as possible. But VirtusPro will stand their ground. They will take game number 2. And we will be finding ourselves going to a third and final deciding matchup between VP as well as C9. If VP take it, remember Cloud9 will be eliminated from the playoffs of the D2CL.
So well executed from VP. I've been kind of disappointed with them in recent times. They've not shown that, the amount of skill which you would expect from such great caliber players. But they seem to have gelled really well into this kind of lineup. They've been dodging ganks excellently. Their map awareness and team cohesion, they're just throwing all shots at C9 in this series.
It still did seem weird a couple of times, like some hook shots in or some positioning was still a little bit questionable, especially in game number 1. There were some things which they definitely still have to work on. But you're right, they've definitely improved from the first VP that we did see. But then again, the first VP that we did see was losing every single game. Yeah. And there was no way to come back from anything they were doing. So, yeah. Right now, VP will claim the victory. Seems C9, even though they fully DC'd out, they didn't actually finish the GG call. So, free rares, people! If you have a D2CL ticket, hope you're watching Inside the Fountain right now. Because you're going to watch rares. Multi-kills.
Yep. There are the items. Keep them coming.
They're not going to kill anymore. Shame. Shame. But the victory is witnessed. So 3 more items. But that is gonna finish up our game number 2. So we'll have ourselves a short break. I believe you have to run away, do you, Durka?
I would like to get dinner, yeah.
All right, awesome. So you'll have me, peoples, for the last game at least. But definitely follow Durka over on DurkaDOTA over on Twitter and follow everything he does do over there in the English scene, as well as every now and then when he ventures into the big world.
Well, actually, we're going to be casting some European big teams. We've got a British company sort of helping us through that. Tomorrow, in fact, we're going to be looking at Fnatic against Power Rangers. We've got them up on your site on the Match Taker, I believe. So look out for that.
Cool. I'll have to go check it out myself. Which one's that one? It's the...
We'll be on Gfinity on the MLG stream.
Awesome. Awesome. Well, have a great time, man. And we'll be back here in a moment, guys, to also have ourselves a great time. Game number 3, C9 versus VP, coming up after this short break.